Hey everybody, this is your question of the week with Dr. Sadler. Okay, so this week's question says, the nurse is monitoring a 65-year-old client's fluid volume status upon return from surgery. Upon assessing the client, fluid volume overload is suspected. Which symptoms support this condition? So our options are 1. Hypertension, bounding pulse, weakness, as well as respiratory crackles. 2. Oral temperature of 101 degrees Fahrenheit or 38.3 degrees Celsius. Blood pressure of 90/60. 30 pulse of 94. 700 mLs of urine out in the OR. Is number 3. And then number 4 is noted lethargy with complaints of abdominal pain and headache. Now, remember, if you need a refresher on fluid volume excess or fluid volume deficit, then please refer back to my videos on each of those. Now, remember we said though with fluid volume, the blood pressure is going to follow the fluid volume in the body. So if the fluid volume in the body is increased, then the blood pressure is going to increase. However, if the fluid volume in the body is decreased, then the blood pressure is going to decrease. So with fluid volume excess, so this person they're monitoring their fluid volume and assessing the client fluid volume overload is suspected. So if fluid volume overload is suspected, you know that the blood pressure will be increased. And so the one that shows us that is the first one, hypertension, bounding pulse, weakness, as well as respiratory crackles. So if I have fluid volume overload and then I have fluid in the lungs, that can also cause me to have respiratory crackles. So that second one with that 90/60 and the temp, that's going to be more fluid volume deficit with a fever and lower blood pressure. Okay, and then also with fluid volume overload, if I am retaining fluid, then I'm probably not putting out a lot of urine. So my answer here is going to be the first one, hypertension, bounding pulse, weakness, as well as respiratory crackles. Okay, so like I said, the answer was number 1, hypertension, bounding pulse, weakness, as well as respiratory crackles. And here's your rationale. Hypertension, a bounding pulse, weakness, and respiratory crackles are indicative of fluid overload. Excess fluid may interfere with the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. With this excess, fluid shifting may occur, leading to pleural effusion.